Καλησπέρα, καλώς ήρθατε σε μια ακόμα μεγάλη συνέντευξη του SPORT24. Αυτή τη φορά έχουμε τη χαρά και την τιμή να έχουμε μαζί μας τον νέο CEO της EuroLeague, τον κύριο Τσους Μπουένο. Mr. Bueno, welcome to our studio. Thank you very much for making the time to speak with us ahead of the Greek derby.
Thank you, a pleasure being here.
Thank you for being here. It is a great pleasure. It's not just a pleasure. It's always a great pleasure to have people like you and talk about basketball. You know that people want to make tough questions. There is a very certain topic that they want to discuss. They want us to discuss with you.
Okay.
It's of course about PAOK, who is starting a historic chapter with Andrea Trinchieri on the head coach. Let's start, Vasiliki.
Do you want to start from there?
No, start wherever you want.
Okay, we will start from the beginning. You're newly appointed in the CEO position, so what are your first priorities for the coming months?
The priorities are for me three things. And as it's what I said to the board last Tuesday and got all approved was one, we need to increase our asset value, the value of the property at the team level and at the league level. So one of the things that I wanted to do and I presented to them is why we have these temporary licenses and we don't become permanent licenses. So I got the green light to explore the transition to move to franchises, the permanent licenses, because I think it's good for the teams. The clubs will get much more long-term value if they want to do investments, if they want to find investors that invest in the teams at the team level, but also as a league, the value of the league will grow. And if we're going to look for other investments or look for partners, strategic partners that they want to go beyond this 10-year license, it's going to be easier to find them if we have a permanent license. So that's one thing that we're moving. The plan is in the season 27-28 become franchises, the license A teams, and then expand and explore other potential cities, teams, market, where we think that it makes sense to have more franchises. And this is the creation of the asset value for the teams and the league. Of course, when you grow with this value, then if you look for third-party investment, it's easier and the valuation is higher, so you can get more money. So it's bringing business to the company and bringing business to the teams too. The second one is the proper business. The organic growth of the company needs to keep growing. Again, I've been 3 weeks in the job, but I've seen there is some areas like digital direct-to-consumer that we have to explore. This league is an amazing league with the best teams, best basketball cities, huge fan base behind, and maybe we can interact with our fans in a better way, creating better experiences, but also more revenue for us. So the way we interact with them and monetize our fan base is something that we have to take a deep look. And then, of course, I call it the reimagining the EuroLeague 3.0. And also with that, let's try to take a look at about our production, how we can interact in our production in a better way. So let's rebuild a little bit the EuroLeague to be ready for the future. And the third one is to manage the ecosystem. As you know, the ecosystem with the NBA opportunity, with other stakeholders, national leagues, FIBA, I think that is something that we can work with everyone and explore opportunities more than just everyone do their thing and try to be against each other. That doesn't make any sense in the basketball family. So we will try to make a better ecosystem for everyone, and I'm going to focus on trying to manage this ecosystem to maximize the opportunities.
Unfortunately, we live in a world with a lot of friction right now. What do you consider the biggest challenge or the biggest challenges the EuroLeague is facing right now?
Well, if you're talking about friction, I would say two things. The first one is the ecosystem, the thing that I was just telling you. There is a lot of fragmentation and friction in the basketball ecosystem. And even though we are family, we have issues to solve. And because fragmentation dilutes value. But not only fragmentation about, I have a bad relationship with this guy or the other guy. Fragmentation is about institutional fragmentation, commercial fragmentation, scheduling fragmentation. There's many layers of fragmentation. Even in the on-court rules, everything can be, it's a little bit fragmented. And we're losing a lot of money, a lot of time and resources because we are fragmented. So that's one friction.
Is there an example of that?
What?
You have an example of that?
An example?
Yeah, something like, there is something that you don't want to see anymore.
Well, I would like to see an harmonized calendar because I think there is friction there, and I understand the parties here. I would like to have an harmonized proposition for basketball for the fans on TV. There's many different things, and also to increase the value of each one, to be institutionally fragmented. When you want to ask for money to investors, you want to have third party. The money is a scare of things. It's a risk averse. When you see an environment that is not a perfect environment, you don't want to. You feel a little bit more, risk averse. Like, I don't know if I want to put my money there. So if we create the right environment, the money will come even more. Because what I see in the market is that of course, I've been 30 years in this business, 28 in basketball, the last 2 have been more in private equity, in football, and other stuff. Money is there. There was a lot of funds that they were invested in football, but now they're thinking, now what? And basketball is next. It's the biggest sport, second sport in Europe, the biggest one after football. And if we can manage this friction, this uncertainty of all of that, money will be more comfortable to come and support basketball. So we need to create the ingredients to be more open and to bring all these people together and all this money together. And then I'm very fortunate because I had the support of the board. I'm talking about friction, internal friction. I know that the EuroLeague and everybody knows not all together in different things, but I have to say that I feel very honored and lucky that all the teams were unanimously supporting me to be the CEO. And the first meeting we had, when I presented all the plan to the board, no one was against it. Everyone was together saying yes to move to franchises.
Everybody?
Everybody. Yes to move to your 3-year plans that presented my organic growth, where I have to invest, what are the pillars of the growth. And no objective, no votes against. So I think that sometimes to have a clear alternative, a clear vision, creates alignment and reduce frictions without thinking about anything else. Oh, I like that, I would like that. I like that too, I like that too, I like that too. And if you can align people's vision, it's easier then to reduce the friction.
We are Greeks, and I have to ask you, how is your relationship with the front offices of Olympiacos and Panathinaikos, and of course with the ownership of the 2 teams?
Good. I met both organizations, one yesterday and the other one this morning. We spent time discussing the challenges, the future. I felt great with both. I think that alignment. We are aligned with the plan. We are aligned with the ideas. So I felt very, very comfortable. And again, they compete on the court, but off the court, we all have to be aligned on the future of the EuroLeague. And I felt very comfortable with both of them.
Your first answers is leading me to so many questions already.
Okay.
But I will start with Real Madrid and Fenerbahce. You said all teams were aligned in the first board you had, but these 2 teams haven't signed their new 10-year contracts yet. So before we talk about the expansion to the other teams being permanent sale holders, what about these 2 clubs?
And as well, it's the 3 that they have not signed. So again, you can bring them together if they see an alternative or a clear vision and path about this place. We talk to them. We talk to them at the board level. The 3 of them understand that we need to know this relatively quickly. They have to plan next season. I want them all in. I think that the 3 of them bring different value to the EuroLeague. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic because I have a constant communication about what we need to do. So they are all on board, and hopefully I can bring some positive news relatively soon. But of course, there's things that I understand that they want to explore, and there are different angles here. Not Fenerbahce is asking for the same thing that Asbel or Real Madrid. So let's try to convince them one by one. So
is there a specific deadline for them to sign?
Well, we said at the board that we want them to have a clear idea in the next 3-4 weeks, because April we need to start preparing next season. And I need to understand and know where the people is, if we have to explore other people to join or other alternatives in their own markets or something. we need to know. And not because we want to put the pressure because we want to put the pressure. We want them in as soon as possible, don't get me wrong. But we also have to look for alternatives. And it's my duty as a CEO to have different scenarios for any kind of
outcome.
Whatever outcome can happen.
Yeah.
We are mid-season right now, and you're talking about the next season. So I feel the need to ask you, what's going to be the new format of the EuroLeague? Is it going to be 22 teams? Is it going to be 2 divisions? Is the calendar going to be 31 games? What's the plan right now? I know that this might change in the next weeks, but what's the plan right now? So
we are collecting data because sometimes you make decisions based on your own expertise and experience, which is great. But backup data will help you to understand if your assumption, your feeling is the right one. So we discussed this with the teams last Tuesday. If we should keep the 20, we should move to conferences. I think it was too soon to make a decision. So what we decided is, okay, let's do a proper assessment at the team level, the league level. What would be the best plan? And hopefully at the end of the month, beginning of April, we're going to do a board and we will make a decision. Again, we need to start planning in April, everything. Hopefully we make the decision by then.
The reality is that we hear the rumors. We hear that teams and players complaining about the amount of games. Yeah. I mean, 38 is
a lot.
Most probably a lot of games. But how you see the league next season? What do you think is the most
I hear the same rumors,
scenario?
but it's important because to see the data, because I was feeling like I want to protect the players. They don't get injured, that they can perform at the top level because they're tired. People is paying for a ticket, no?
Yeah,
and you want them to be ready to perform at the highest level.
Yeah.
But also you want to make sure that they're healthy. And I understand all these concerns. I went to the doctor and asked him, the EuroLeague doctor, and I think, okay, tell me the level of injuries. How many and how long is injured? And the data tells us it's 1% more, no more than other seasons.
NBA says the same. NBA says the same.
So at the end, the people is not getting more injured and no longer times of because they are, I don't know, other kind of injuries. It's very similar. That doesn't mean that they're not tired. So we are evaluating all of that. But whatever assumption we make, all these things that you're hearing, okay, this is an assumption. I'm going to go and see with data.
It's the reality.
If the assumption you're feeling, because this is 20 teams, and there are teams that are thinking one thing, and there are teams that they see that, no, we're comfortable. And there are teams like, oh, we're super tired. Also depends geographically where you are. So we take into account everything. And we're going to bring all of this to the next board and decide.
I will insist. In your mind, what's the best scenario?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I would love to. I will try to bring a recommendation, but I'm still collecting data. And there's also not only players' impact, it's a financial impact, it's a business impact. It's what the TV thinks about this. If we're reducing the number of games, which is an important number, if we reduce the number of games, how we compensate that? Are we going to play, I don't know, any other tournament? Are we going to play more play-ins? There's a lot of conversations, and I still don't know because until I don't collect all the data, I'm not going to be able to feel like, okay, I can give a recommendation. And it goes also at the team level. At the league level, we have to of course, we care about the players, and I said that already, but we're thinking about, okay, what's the impact in the sponsorship, please, with the TV partners, all these kind of things. And we are taking a look at that too. But I think it's too soon. It's too premature to make a decision today. If you ask me this 2 days before the board, I would say I tend to think that, but I don't have an opinion yet.
But this is a situation you will have a clear.
Yeah, because we're going to collect the data in the next 2 to 3
until
weeks.
the end of the month.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mentioned already the new 3-year plan that the shareholders approved. The goal is to assess 2.5 billion euros. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. What's the current value of the league, and how do you see that number growing in the 3-year period?
It has been a lot of numbers out there.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes people, and I understand, they don't understand exactly the numbers, so they're putting this 2.5 billion in one place or in another place. Yeah. Here's what we think. What we think today is that the valuation last year, when the EuroLeague almost sold a piece to investors, was 600 million. And with the investment that they were receiving, they were thinking that they could get to $1 billion as a league level.
You said 600.
Yeah,
Okay.
as a league level. I think that because the business is growing very fast, the numbers and the job that the executives are doing in EuroLeague is very good. And you saw it last week, we were announcing on some numbers. It's growing so fast that the value is much bigger now.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Chus is thinking one thing and I'm making my hypothesis. But then we hired an investment bank that is specialized in all these things to help us, one, to calculate in a very professional and financial way what's the real value of the league and the teams. Then once we know that, which we're starting to know because it's been 3 weeks, but we've been busy. So we're starting to know some numbers. Still nothing to share, but we're going to know some numbers soon. And then if you become franchises, the value of the team and the league increases.
Okay.
If you add more markets and more franchises, you get the money from the franchise fee inside the group. And if we were receiving 300 million for temporary licenses, for example, it's okay to think that it's going to be 500 million if it's going to be franchises.
Permanent. Yes.
And once you have that, and with the growth that we presented to the board, that we strongly believe that we can bring around 60% EBITDA numbers increase in the next 3 years. And I don't know if you're familiar with investment funds, it's about an X of the number, blah, blah, blah. Adding all of that and adding all the teams and adding the EBITDA, the multiple grows and the number that it can be for all together is 2.5 billion.
Okay.
And then if you go to a third party and they want to buy 30-40% of the company, like it was like the case a year ago, that's $1 billion. Plus 500 of the franchises is 1.5 billion right there. And then the third thing, the company is already 2.5 billion valuation. And then you can bring some capital, which 1.5 billion would mean a little bit more than 100 million per team. And then the third one is that we are talking and we have some strong interest already. 3 weeks is unbelievable. So what the people is thinking about EuroLeague is here, and the EuroLeague is a super brand.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to maximize what the super brand, what this super brand is. We wanted to create a vehicle that is Penny-Co. That is a vehicle that is going to have 1 billion to help teams to renew their arenas. We already have people that are saying, I want to be that, I want to put that money. Yesterday, not signing up, but the interest is already there.
Yeah.
So I'm not making up numbers. The numbers are there. And that could help renovations of, I don't know, arenas like Olympiacos or Barça, or I cannot say that I have this deal with this arena. It's just that we're going to have a money ready to help them. Some teams can find their money themselves.
Yeah.
Some other teams need a league that is backing up the numbers and the projections of the arena exploitation. So the investors are going to put the money because they believe in our numbers, not only the team numbers. So altogether, again, fragmentation and diluting value. Altogether, we can go to fund and say, yes, we're backing up the numbers at the team level, at the league level, and build the trust so they can put the money to renovate the stadiums. And that's another $1 billion. So yes, a lot of money coming to the EuroLeague.
Sounds like exciting times are coming for EuroLeague.
Very exciting. I think it's a great competition, great brands, great teams. Let's maximize it. That's the other thing.
Let's put it in a different way. The money is there. The premium product is there. The teams, the powerhouses, the fans, the fan bases are all there.
Then I'm going on holidays.
For sure, in the summer.
In the summer.
If it was up to you and only up to you, would you like to see a league like the NBA with 2 conferences and maybe, 30 teams in 5 years from now?
I would love to. If we have 30 markets and it makes sense and it brings more money to every single team and it brings the basketball to every single corner of 30 great places, why not?
Why not?
I would love to. As a vision, then all these ideas needs to happen and then you have backtrack and say like, okay, but this needs to happen first, this needs to happen first, blah, 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 blah. But why not to grow more and more and more? I like the growth.
You have been described, and we know you are a bridge between the EuroLeague, the NBA, and the FIBA. And most probably this is the reality. How do you plan to take advantage of your relationship with all these people in order to help European basketball grow?
Well, this goes to the third point that I was saying earlier, no? Is to manage the environment. The question, I have good relationships with the NBA, as you know, 13 years there. The NBA already said during the All-Star, even Adam, Mark, and George, hey, Chus can build the bridges, he knows the ecosystem, blah, 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 blah. I have good relationships with FIBA, but Chus doesn't have any magic potion, okay? You have to be all together, sit down, and everyone has to do an effort to figure it out. And it's going to be crucial conversations. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we're not going to be happy with those conversations, but when we have trust and we have relationships, and we can always say, like, okay, we stop here today, we will figure it out. Let's come back tomorrow and keep going until we find a solution that can maximize the basketball product in Europe.
Do you see that happening sometime sooner or later?
Well, I would say, I mean, as you know, the NBA now, they opened a data room. They went with their hypothesis to the market, and now investors, teams, people has to respond to that. And I want to be respectful with that. I want to wait until the end of the month and then sit down with the results of that. But I'm an optimistic guy by nature, and being optimistic, I'm still optimistic because being optimistic end up in a good place many, many times. So it's reinforcing that being optimistic is a good thing. So yes, I'm optimistic.
During the last weeks, there were rumors that EuroLeague basketball might take legal action against NBA because they were talking with your teams. What's the reality on this matter? Where you stand right now?
About legal actions?
About legal action.
No, I mean, the legal team are doing what the legal team does, right? Mm-hmm. Legally speaking, can they do that, cannot? But not only the NBA, even the investment funds and other institutions that they were involved, if they were interfering in our business, how we can do that from the legal perspective. For me, this is out of the table right now. I don't want to think about this.
Totally out of the table.
Totally. Okay. I want to think about if, for whatever reason, the NBA brings 5 billion, 2 billion, talking about billions, to basketball, how on earth we are not going to try to maximize the opportunity and put all these billions in basketball to grow basketball? Yeah. So that's the common sense. So we need to figure it out. The other thing is how we all feel comfortable and what it means maximize the opportunity for everyone. But we need to be open to that. The basketball in Europe never had 5 billion. So if this happens, we need to think about it. And we need to think how we can be best positioned to have a good conversation. And instead of destroying value, having 2 leagues, 4 teams here, 5 teams here, and not having a good product.
People will be confused.
People confused, fans mad, and walking away from basketball because I don't have that team anymore and you don't have that team anymore. How we can build something that is good for the fans, put the fans in the center of everything, and be good for everyone's business. I totally understand. But we have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Bringing back the topic of the licenses, you already insinuated that we can see more teams having a permanent spot in the league so they can know how to invest their money and how to build their projects. Again, there were some reports recently, the past couple months, insinuating that teams with non-permanent spots are building a small foundation to have more saying in the EuroLeague decisions, to get more money. What do you project for next season? Do you expect to see the Serbian clubs, for instance, having a permanent spot?
For the next season, we are not going to touch anything. Everything is signed already. The licenses are what they are. The 4 Bs that they have, 3-year deal, it's going to be the second year.
Okay.
We have Dubai that has 5 years, so everyone has a contract. So we don't have to rush building these franchises because it's complex in terms of legal, how you build the entity, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So for June, it would have been impossible. That's what I'm saying, that the plan is everyone has for the next year the licenses and Bs. Hopefully at the end of the year, we can become the 13 one can become franchises. And then, yes, we're going to sit down with the B licenses and with anyone that is interested in having a franchise, but especially with the B licenses because they are existing partners and we like to take care of the existing partners first and have a conversation with them about, okay, you want to become a franchise. Let me take a look at your market, the value, but it's case by case. Doesn't go, okay, all the group together is going to be, no. It's just case by case and understanding each one of the needs and what they bring to the table and then bring it to the owners, say, okay, this is the plan for all of this. So, but this will be after the next season.
Okay. The hot topic now, Are you ready?
Of course.
Are you ready?
Not sure.
Aris is already in the EuroLeague basketball family. They are playing in the EuroCup. PAOK is coming, and especially in PAOK, they are dreaming of playing in the EuroLeague. You had meetings with PAOK. You have meetings, and you will have meetings with Aris. How many Greek teams will be playing in the EuroLeague next season?
For now, I cannot tell. I don't know the system of the competition either. So I know that people is excited about new projects and new ownerships, that they are very powerful and they can bring a lot to the table. I think that we have to follow that closely. I know that the EuroLeague team has been there, checking and exploring, but I think it's too soon to say, oh, it's going to be just 2, or it's going to be 3 or 4. So for me, it's too premature to answer that question. But I acknowledge that there is big projects like PAOK. I don't hide it, and I'm happy, very happy, that there are more projects like PAOK with big investors, with people that wants to do things and they want to invest in basketball. Hey, that's good news. But we need to see, and also happens also with other owners. It's like people want to go too fast because they get excited. I want to be in the EuroLeague next year. Maybe you need a little more time to build up things and to be there. So we'll see. It's case by case. It doesn't look like we're going to make a lot of changes, but depends also in the system of the competition. If for whatever reason there are certain teams that they're not going to be next year because of different reasons, maybe we need some other teams. Like, okay, who's first in line? And then maybe it could be one Greek team. I don't know. But it's for me too premature to make a decision today.
Listen, the pressure right now is on our shoulder. We have to get something from you. Okay. Especially people of PAOK fans, you can imagine how excited they are. Yeah. I mean, you know the Greek audience, you know the Greek fan base, you know what is happening in the Greek basketball. The pressure is here on our shoulders. You have to say something.
They have to win the EuroCup.
They have to win the EuroCup. So
and that's the pressure on them. So they have to win the EuroCup.
Most probably,
cheer for the team.
So most probably, and probably the most logical scenario is for them to play in the EuroCup next season, right?
Yeah, they need to win the EuroCup.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the hot topic was another one, though.
Which one? We have a lot of
more
hot topics.
Yes, of course, more. EuroLeague Final Four tickets.
Oh,
that's a big one.
Do you have any tickets with you?
That's the big one. You know, it's like
incredible.
It's super exciting. I mean, I was just saying yesterday in one media in Spain that we could have done. I mean, 3 arenas, 1 big stadium, and it will be sold out. Especially being in Athens, right?
You could sell 2 million tickets.
We had 1 million waiting list. The first hours.
Yes. You could sell 2 million tickets. It's incredible. It's incredible.
I love it. It's a headache in a good way. Because everyone is asking for tickets, and we don't have a 2 million seats arena. So what can I say? It's like I feel sorry for all the fans that they want to come and they are not going to be there. Hopefully we can just bring experiences through TV and digital that they feel that they are inside, and we're working on that. But it is what it is. The capacity of the stadium, of the arena, is not 1 million.
Do you plan on hosting a future final on a football court, stadium. On a football stadium?
We had internal discussions already about that. I mean, the problem is that if you go to a 90,000 seat stadium to see basketball, and I've been in a couple in the US, which was 45,000 and things like this, it's not the best experience.
It's not.
I would say that above 22, 23,000, unless you have a super screen, super big, that the people is watching the screen while they're sitting, but they want to feel it live, it's not the best experience. I would prefer an augmented reality, VR glasses that, technology is advancing so much that you will feel, putting that glasses and with the right audio, that you're sitting in the bench, being in the couch of your house.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen soon. Then you can sell 1 million tickets. Imagine. That would be fantastic news for the business.
Easily. Do you feel that this season's Final Four has the potential to be the best ever? And I know the answer is yes. So why is it yes?
Okay. So the answer is yes. Yes. We feel that this could be the best ever. because of the environment and the people and all the city. It's not only about the arena, it's about all the city behind. We're getting a lot of help from the municipality, the local supporting committee with Dimitris. We're getting support. Everyone is involved and everyone wants to do whatever it takes. Everyone feels welcome, because it's not only about the Final Four, it's an opportunity to show Athens like a very open city and very modern city. So we are also thinking about things that we can do with the city and even outside the city, to feel everyone
outside of the city?
Even outside the city. Why
like
not?
what?
I don't know. We had a couple of meetings this morning about how can we imagine if we have a fan zone somewhere else, that people can breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
It's this million. I want to take care of this million people that you've mentioned.
Yeah.
So we can do something that they can have a different experience outside the city. Why not? So we're thinking about all these ideas. Let's see what we can do, because of course it's not easy as logistics and permissions and blah blah blah.
Safety.
But we want to feel everyone special here, and we will try to do our best. And we will do our best to try to be the best Final Four ever.
We're talking about the Final Four. We're all having big expectations, but you have a past with the NBA. So what's your take on the Final Four or playoff series that could crown the champion team?
I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to commit suicide in my third week. But I would say,
let's talk as fans.
The first thing that I would say is Final Four is the biggest basketball event in Europe by far.
By far.
The Final Four format is super exciting, super interesting. Has the playoff piece that wants to bring and be fair to bring the best four, but then the drama of the just one game combines with both things, right? And I think it's the right format. I love it. And the thing with this is that as it's one game and the drama is there, it's very difficult to predict who's better, because even best teams can have a bad day and bad teams can have a good day. In the Final Four, there's no bad team. So the probabilities of winning or losing are so equal that at the end it's 25, 25, 25, 25.
Exactly.
Whoever comes. That's my opinion after I've seen, maybe as a fan, more than 15 Final Fours in my life. Yeah. And I would say that I was never right saying who's going to win, because it's so
this
equal.
This is true.
Even you think like, no, the home team is going to win.
You
never know. Oh, no, bigger. You never know. So I was never right. So that's the beautiful piece of this, because you want to see it, because the uncertainty brings the attention. If it was clear that this team is going to win,
nobody would care.
I believe you have another question about the tickets.
Yeah, what's the exact number of tickets that are going to be sold? Because the arena has a capacity of 19,000 seats, but we know teams getting tickets, there need to be seats for us, the media, and I think the interest would be high on that too.
And teams, and so we are working really hard to put and sell as many as we can. So if, for example, we can reduce a couple of media seats or put you a little bit more together so we can sell 20 more, we will do that.
We can help each other.
No.
It's not bad.
And so we're trying to maximize the arena so we can sell. If we can sell 13,000 or 13,500, we will try to improve the number as much as possible. I don't have the exact number in mind, but it's something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. You have any other questions about the tickets?
The tickets, no, but I have another question. Not a very pleasant one. It's about
some more tough questions.
Yeah, it's about Monaco and their financial struggles. As a league, how do you monitor that situation, and how much does that worry you?
This is a serious question. So we've been in touch with Monaco almost every day. Not only with the management, with municipality and with the players through the Players Association. Yeah. So I've been speaking with Boki about this many times already. So what we know is that it seems that now it's going to be a new ownership that will say the GM is going to lead, and municipality is going to back up the numbers and the team.
At least for now.
For the rest of the season.
For the rest of the season.
So I think that the season is okay. I think also that it's going to be a transition in the ownership. So I help you this time finish the season, but you have to bring a new ownership that can take over. Hopefully, I feel, and what I'm getting is that, the situation is getting more steady, because now it's clear the path uncertainty makes people feel like more insecure. But now I feel like we have a clear path until the end of the season, and a plan that needs to be executed, but a plan for the future of Monaco, and hopefully that happens.
We know that one of the priorities was for every team to be in their area, in their city, in their arena next season. But with what is going on right now, this seems to be a little out of the conversation. How you manage all this situation with teams going in neutral sites, in playing in Serbia, in Bosnia, in Bulgaria? How difficult is for you?
It's not easy. I feel, first of all, war is a war, and the war is not a good news for anyone. No? Teams having to leave the countries where they're playing, and the fans to play somewhere else in an empty stadium arena is not good news. The good thing is that the board support them with all these measures that we decided to do, take them out and play somewhere else. It was always very nice to hear how many teams reach out to me to say like, hey, I can give them my arena to play. So it's you see that the people is like behind, trying to help. So very happy to hear that. But at the end of the day, we had an issue, we had to fix it. We fixed it in the best way possible, which is not the best way, it's the best way possible. But for now, we're good. We'll see what happens in that side of the world. They're going to play there until the end of regular season, but we're going to monitor that in case things happen and they can come early or not. We'll see. And for now, the decision is until the end of regular season. Playoffs or further that, we will monitor the situation and we will make more decisions.
You already said that there are some teams in line to be part of the EuroLeague family next season or in the next seasons. What about the Russian teams? Because I know it's not your decision, it's IOC decision for the Russian teams to come back in the competition. But what can you say about the Russian teams?
The situation is what it is today. They're suspended, and it's very clear there are diplomatic sanctions, and we are not going to review that until the diplomatic and the country situation and all the governments change their view on this, and we will see. So once everything is back to normal, we can review the situation. But right now, I don't see any changes.
Do you see this change sometime soon? Most probably not.
It depends on the war. It depends so many things that I don't control. What we can do is monitor and see that, but for now the situation is that they are suspended. No further notice. We don't have a date. Oh, in year 29 or 27. No, we cannot say more.
Yeah, waiting game.
Yeah. A follow-up question about the teams that will be relocated: Maccabi, Hapoel, and Dubai. Will they have fans in the stands now that they will be playing in neutral arenas, or it's going to be behind closed doors?
For now, I'm talking with the competition teams. What we see is behind closed doors, but we will monitor that because the governments are the ones that have to tell us. Because, for example, we have a situation where in Spain, Barcelona and Real Madrid decided to do it closed doors, and Valencia decided to open the doors because they feel that they were safe. Again, safety and the normal transition and the normal performance of the game will be taken into account. And we'll make decisions based on that, and working with the local authorities.
If you could change one thing, just one thing in the competition right now, what would be? New arenas for everybody, convenience when the teams travel around Europe, something else?
For me, the most transformational thing will be good arenas for everyone, because it's where the value is. If you see the trends of in media and other places, I mean, you are a media outlet. The TV rights are becoming more steady, and even with if we go to the Champions League, let's make an example, or to the big teams, like a Champions League football team, they get money from the domestic rights and the Champions League rights.
Exactly.
But if, for example, you take Barca as example, or Madrid, even they play in the Champions League and the domestic league, it's 30% of their budget. 30% of their budget. And 30-40. But the other 60 is coming from team resources. whether it's sponsorship, licensing, merchandising, whether it's ticketing, hospitality, and some other stuff.
What's the percentages in the EuroLeague teams?
So my point is, if we have good arenas, the money that is coming from sponsorship, activation, naming, hospitality, no match events, and I'm coming from a world where I was working at Legends, my previous job, we were doing this for every single football team, and golf, and tennis, and Formula One, whatever it is. The money you can generate directly with the fans, with your own fan base, is much bigger if you have a proper proposition. And in order to have a proper proposition and enhance experiences and revenue, you need the best arenas possible. So I would say this is the most transformational thing that I would love to see in the coming years, and that's why we are creating this vehicle that hopefully can help accelerating this thing.
I would love to see a new arena for Barcelona.
I would love to see a new arena in every place that they need a new arena.
Yeah.
Not only in Barcelona, but yes, Barcelona, they have this view, as you know. They want to build the new Palau Blaugrana, and hopefully happens. It will be good for basketball to have a new arena in Barcelona, but also in some other places.
Yeah.
I have another question about the schedule. This year, EuroLeague and FIBA didn't manage to get on the same page about the calendar. We had window games.
There was some progress, though. There was some progress.
Not so much. I think last year it was better. Like, we had stoppage of the EuroLeague during February, so the windows can be played. This year we saw games playing the same week. Do you expect to have some progress next season?
I would love to sit down and explore that, yes. And we will take a look. I mean, there's no Eurobasket this summer, so maybe it opens an opportunity to have better discussions. But yes, why not? Everything for me, I'm open to everything, and everything is on the table.
Yeah. What else?
Also about the future, that's the young talent. We saw a lot of kids moving to NCAA last year. I know EuroLeague is valuing a lot the young talent, the events a lot, the next gen tournament. This year we will see the final alongside the Final Four, which will be the very first time that we see that. What are your initiatives to keep young talent here?
Yes, and this is something really important. I mean, the teams are working a lot and putting a lot of time and resources and money to develop new talent. Mm-hmm. On top of the NBA now is this NEAL program that the NCAA is building. And I think that there is a meeting about this, college sports, with Trump and the biggest players to talk about this. I think it's something that is disrupting the market. It's hard to regulate because the NCAA system is outside of FIBA, outside of the NBA, outside of the EuroLeague. So we have to see how we can work all together, ecosystem, manage the ecosystem again. And this is not, it's another thing. We cannot have something that is regulating the relationship with the NCAA yet. But we would like to keep our talent here. So we would love to explore ways with the teams, again, 3 weeks here. How we can not retaining the talent, but not because we are creating mechanisms to retain.
Yeah.
It's because this is a better place and this is a better career path to become a professional and enjoy playing basketball. And this is what we need to offer. Because if we want to retain people against their will, it's not a good idea. So we have to increase our proposition, and we'll think about how we can build a better proposition for them to stay.
And there are also the examples of former MVPs or superstars like Sasha Vezenkov, Vasa Misic, and Nigel Hayes, Kendrick Nunn, that they're trying to play in the NBA and they're coming back. Why they're not playing? Why they don't have a successful career in the NBA? And why EuroLeague is such a different competition than the NBA right now?
Well, I think that there's many different things. There are players that they don't adjust to the European American culture. And I know some players that they came back, it's like, I don't feel there. I don't feel comfortable there. There are others that they don't feel comfortable with traveling, the regular season, the way they play. It's not my thing. I grew up in a different culture, not only about the society, also about the game culture. And there's others that they just prefer the EuroLeague because it's more passionate, it's more European culture, and I prefer to play here, which is great. and I think it's fantastic that players think that playing the EuroLeague is the better place for me. We have to work on that, and of course we want the players to stay in the EuroLeague and play good games here and feel happy here. But I always say that it's a personal decision. You know? It's your career. You decide where to go, but we have to build a very compelling proposition to have players here.
With the expansion of the league, which is going to happen, do you see more European players in the NBA thinking of coming back? For example, this summer, many European players are free agents, like Bogdanovic, like Nurkic, like Valanciunas, most probably Valanciunas. If the teams are 22 or 24, do you see this as an even bigger opportunity to get all these big names back in the country?
Of course, more teams, more players, more demand, right? And hopefully we have a lot of talent playing in the league. One thing with the expansion that we have to be mindful is you don't want to lose the quality of the games, and the quality of the talent must be there. So it's not only about franchise and money, it's about the project, the city, the team, and how they bring to the table, what they bring to the table. So I can see that if we grow in the league, we're going to have more talent. It's logical, right? But I don't want to think about only bringing the European back, which is good. I'm also thinking about the young players. They have more opportunities to play in the league because we need more talent, and they can maybe have a career path, better career path. And I also think that there is a lot of Americans that they just came here and they like to play in Europe, and they want to be here because they adjust with the culture. They live in Greece. It's a wonderful place, and they love the place. And you know there is a lot of Americans and other foreigners that they are in Barcelona, in Athens, in Istanbul, and they end up having an apartment or by living in a house, having the kids here. So it's for everyone. We have to be open to bring everyone that wants to be there, not just Europeans. Or I think about young players, and I think about Americans too.
Final one. You have a final one?
Yes,
I
do have a final one.
Okay.
Is it the same?
You will have the final one. I want to ask you about the Greek fan base.
Okay.
The Greek, the passion. How you see Greeks, the fans, the teams, the owners, the front offices. But I want a real answer from you.
No, but I think it's the word that describes you guys is passion. Everyone is passionate. How you live your passion, how you behave with your passion. I mean, I had an uncle that every time the team was losing, he was coming with a membership and he was scratching the and then on Monday he has to come back to the club and say like, oh, I lost it, because he was very passionate, you know, and he made a mistake after the game. He was like, I'm not coming back. So passion is wonderful if it is not hurting other people.
Exactly.
And it's embracing the game as it is. You have to control a little bit yourself sometimes, but the passion is what makes people to live, right? And especially Mediterraneans, I'm Mediterranean as well. We're a little bit more passionate than other people, but passion, you can see passion all over the place.
Do you feel the Greeks are Mediterraneans or Balkans?
What a good question. So when I say people will think differently, but I feel that I feel very, very similar to the Greeks.
Yeah.
I'm Spanish, so if that means that it's Mediterranean, and I don't understand the difference. It could be the way they express themselves, move your hands or raise your voice. But I think that South Europe is very similar. Even though we see differences,
it is.
We are very similar.
Okay, final question.
Yeah.
It's tied to what we were talking about, because fan culture, great cities, great teams, great history, it's all good. But let's be honest, people, like players, also want money. And we see a lot of money being invested lately. And we see EuroLeague trying to implement new salary cap rules. How do you see the teams responding to that? And can you be more tight on that side?
Well, it's something that we are going to take a look again. Ask me this when I'm a year in the job. But it's something that a lot of teams put it up. Okay, how you think we should do with the salary cap? Should we have a harder salary cap? What it means harder? That it's going to be less exceptions or it's going to be lower? No. Our salary cap is based on the revenue you make, or is it the same for everyone? So we need to ask first the right questions to understand the problem and then find a solution. So I think that it's always good to have some sort of a salary cap because we want the teams to be sustainable, and some rules, some behaviors to don't go too crazy. It's important. One thing that I know, not only in basketball, when I was in football as well, is that the people live, especially the class, the fans, the pressure, the sense of I want to win this year. This year is my year to win the Final Four or the Champions League, whatever. People go crazy and makes efforts.
Yeah.
That sometimes it's hard to recoup. Also, I don't want to talk about basketball now, but I've seen some presidents in the football side that, I cannot go to the second division, or I need to because this event is happening in my country, or this Final Four, or this Champions League, I need to make this extra mile because you're passionate, and then you do it.
We have some examples this year.
And then when it happens, and if you're not successful, you need 6 years to recover the extra spend, or the situation of the club is in a bigger debt, and then you have to restructure the debt. So passion is good, but you have to have some sort of mechanisms that is protecting you. Okay. It's protecting you. But the reason why people is putting salary caps is to protect the market and the people itself. So some sort of protections we have to put.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Αυτό ήταν.
You enjoy the Greek derby.
We hope you're gonna enjoy the Greek
I will,
derby.
I'm sure I will.
Εμείς πρέπει να απολογηθούμε για το γεγονός ότι όλη η συνέντευξη και η συζήτηση αυτή έγινε στα αγγλικά, αλλά όπως καταλαβαίνετε υπάρχει ένα πανευρωπαϊκό ενδιαφέρον για τις εξελίξεις στην EuroLeague. Θα διαβάσετε στο Sport24 πλήρως μεταφρασμένη όλη μας τη συζήτηση και θα βρείτε το βίντεο και με τον σχετικό υποτιτλισμό τις επόμενες ώρες, ίσως αύριο. Ευχαριστούμε που ήσασταν μαζί μας, ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ τον Τσους Μπουένο και ελπίζουμε ότι η EuroLeague, το NBA και η FIBA όλοι θα βρουν μία λύση για να βοηθήσουν το άθλημα να μεγαλώσει ακόμη περισσότερο στα μέρη μας. Καλό απόγευμα.